When the world was new, there was no land to be seen. Nearly all population was to be found beneath the seas, where the fish swam. All except for one. Where the water became shallow enough and the land nearly freed itself from submersion, sat one man. This man did not know his origin or identity. He had no family, no friends. The only life in sight was that of others, that of the fish beneath the waters he sat in. He watched the fish from above, gazing as they swam too comfortably in an environment where they thrived. The man wished for what the fish had. He wished that he too had a home to thrive in, others who knew him. And in a fit of rage, he slammed his fist into the ground beneath him, the silts and sands flying up past him as he cried out to the earth itself. He sat back, tired and alone. He sobbed. After a while, he had finally noticed what he had done. To the left of him, he saw land that he had created by simply punching the earth. He crawled to it, felt it with his own hands. It was unlike anything he had experienced before. He thought of all the things he could create with this new material. His first thought was to give himself more walking space, and so he did. His second thought was to create something like him. But what could he create? He could create something like the fish below, but he hated the fish. So he just started violently punching some of the clay that he had. And suddenly, he accidentally made the mole, the very first mole. Upon seeing the mole, he realized it was exactly what he wanted. The very first friend he would ever have. He placed his friend on the ground and sat with it, explaining all the little things about this new world. The land was a limited resource, and that the water was all around us. But then, the man thought of an idea. The mole possessed large claws that could be well equipped for digging at the earth below. So the man suggested that the mole dig down into the earth so that he could use the dug up soil to expand the earth that they've now both walked on. The mole found this idea to be great, and excitedly began digging down with little hesitation. This excavational frenzy the mole was creating proved rather hazardous, however, as the earth beneath the man began to shake violently, and portions he had previously constructed began to sink below. The man and the mole had created the first earthquake. The man panicked and began to yell down the tunnel created by the mole, as the land around him began to sink back into the waters he had cleared away. But the mole could not hear anything other than the sound of digging. Above ground, however, the man saw something that terrified him. Although he did not know it yet, he was looking at the first tsunami, perhaps the one thing that he could hate most. Unceremoniously, his hard work was washed away by the wave, and his home was destroyed. Finally, the mole had heard the noise up above, and all too late, dug upward to find the man sitting in the ocean waters once more. The mole tried apologizing to the man, but he had already been forgiven. The man said to his friend that he should not feel bad, as it was his own idea that had caused the destruction. The mole was merely excited to help, and so the two began working on creating the perfect home once more, but in a much less destructive way.